A growing threat. Romance scams on the rise. In recent years, the number of reported romance scams has been steadily increasing, causing significant concern among authorities and the public alike. Romance scams are a serious problem. These scams often start innocently enough, with fraudsters creating fake profiles on dating sites and social media platforms to lure unsuspecting victims. They are the second highest loss category on social media. Scammers use emotional manipulation to build trust and then exploit that trust to steal money. This is according to the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC has been tracking these scams and reports that the financial losses are staggering. Millions of dollars are lost to these scams every year. The problem is growing. In 2020 alone, victims reported losing over $300 million to romance scams, a significant increase from previous years. These scams can have devastating consequences. Beyond the financial loss, victims often experience severe emotional and psychological distress. Victims often lose thousands of dollars. The financial impact can be life-altering, leading to debt and financial instability. They can also suffer emotional distress. The betrayal and heartbreak can be overwhelming, leaving victims feeling isolated and ashamed. It is important to be aware of the dangers of romance scams. Awareness is the first step in protecting yourself and others from falling prey to these deceitful schemes. We must learn how to protect ourselves. Educating yourself about the common tactics used by scammers can help you recognize red flags early on. By taking some simple precautions, we can reduce the risk of becoming a victim. Always verify the identity of the person you are communicating with, and never send money to someone you haven't met in person. Stay vigilant and stay safe online. Use strong passwords, enable two-factor authentication, and keep your antivirus software up to date to protect your personal information. Hunting grounds where scammers lurk online. The internet is a vast and often unregulated space, making it a perfect hunting ground for scammers. Romance scammers are active on many social media platforms. They exploit the anonymity and reach of these platforms to find and deceive their victims. Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat are popular choices. These platforms are particularly attractive to scammers because of their massive user bases and the ease with which they can create fake profiles. These platforms have large user bases. With millions of users logging in daily, the chances of finding a potential victim are significantly higher. They offer opportunities to connect with people. Scammers create fake profiles. They use stolen photos. By posing as someone else, they can gain the trust of unsuspecting users. They build relationships with their victims. Over time, they establish a sense of trust and intimacy, making it easier to manipulate their targets. They often pose as successful professionals. This adds a layer of credibility to their fake personas, making it more likely for victims to believe their stories. They may claim to be traveling or working abroad. This tactic helps explain why they can't meet in person and adds an element of excitement and allure. Dating apps are another target. These platforms are designed for people looking to form romantic connections, making them fertile ground for romance scammers. Scammers join these platforms with the intention of finding victims. They create appealing profiles to attract potential targets. They use similar tactics to those used on social media, whether it's through flattery, fabricated stories, or emotional manipulation. Their goal is always the same: to gain the victim's trust and eventually exploit it. It is important to be cautious when using any online platform. Always verify the identity of people you interact with online and be wary of sharing personal information. Awareness and vigilance are your best defenses against online scammers. Tactics of deception. Unveiling the scammer's playbook. In this chapter, we delve deep into the cunning strategies employed by online scammers. These individuals are masters of manipulation, using a variety of tactics to ensnare their victims. Romance scammers are skilled manipulators. They often pose as potential romantic partners, creating elaborate backstories to seem genuine and trustworthy. They use various tactics to gain your trust. This can include sharing personal stories, showing interest in your life, and even mirroring your interests and values. One common tactic is love bombing. This involves overwhelming you with excessive affection and attention right from the start. This involves showering victims with affection and attention. They might send you constant messages, compliments, and even gifts to make you feel special and valued. They quickly declare their love. Often within days or weeks, they profess deep feelings, creating a false sense of intimacy and urgency. Once trust is established, scammers ask for money. They might fabricate stories about financial hardships or emergencies to elicit your sympathy and financial support. They may claim to have an emergency. This could be anything from a sudden medical issue to a family crisis that requires immediate funds. They might need money for travel expenses or medical bills. Often they promise to visit you or repay the money once their situation improves. They often pressure victims into sending money quickly. The urgency is a tactic to prevent you from thinking too much or seeking advice from others. Scammers may also use your emotions against you. They might play on your fears, hopes, and dreams to manipulate you into complying with their requests. They might threaten to harm themselves if you don't send money. This is a particularly cruel tactic, preying on your compassion and sense of responsibility. They might play on your sympathy. By sharing tragic stories or pretending to be in dire situations, they aim to make you feel guilty or obligated to help. Be wary of anyone asking for money online. Always verify their stories and never send money to someone you haven't met in person. Stay vigilant and protect yourself from these deceitful tactics. Shielding yourself. The power of privacy settings. Protecting yourself online is crucial. Utilize your social media privacy settings. Limit who can see your posts and personal information. Make your profiles visible only to friends. Be cautious about accepting friend requests. Only connect with people you know personally. Avoid sharing personal details on public profiles. This includes your address, phone number, and financial information. Remember, sharing less is always better. By limiting access to your information, you make it harder for scammers to target you. Stay vigilant and protect your online presence. A friend in need? Responding to urgent requests. Be wary of urgent requests for money from friends. Scammers may hack accounts to target their contacts. Verify any requests directly with your friend. Use a different communication method to confirm. Don't act hastily. Take your time to verify the request. If something feels off, trust your instincts. It's better to be safe than sorry. If you suspect a scam, report it to the platform immediately. By taking action, you can help protect others from becoming victims. Remember, vigilance is key to online safety. Haste makes waste. Slow down and investigate. Online romances can be exciting, however, it's essential to take your time. Don't rush into anything too quickly. Be cautious of someone who declares their love too soon. If something feels off, trust your instincts. Research the person. Use a reverse image search to check their photos. Look for inconsistencies in their stories. Remember, scammers are experts at manipulation. They create elaborate lies to deceive their victims. Slow down, investigate, and protect yourself from heartache and financial loss. Real-life deception stories of romance scams. Romance scams have devastating consequences. Victims share their stories to raise awareness. Spotting red flags. Warning signs to watch out for. Be aware of red flags in online interactions. Watch out for overly complimentary language and excessive flattery. Be wary of individuals who avoid video calls or meeting in person. Scammers often claim to be from another country. They may use this as an excuse to avoid meeting. Be suspicious of requests for money, especially for emergencies. Remember, if something feels too good to be true, it probably is. Trust your instincts and prioritize your safety. Reporting suspicious activity, taking action against scammers. If you encounter suspicious activity, report it. Report fake profiles and scams to the platform. Provide as much detail as possible. This helps platforms take action against scammers. You can also report romance scams to the FTC. They investigate these crimes and work to stop them. By reporting scams, you help protect others. Remember, your actions can make a difference. By reporting suspicious activity, you contribute to a safer online environment. Essential tips for online safety. Protecting yourself online is crucial. Be cautious about what you share. Limit personal information on social media. Be wary of friend requests from strangers. Take your time getting to know someone online. Don't rush into anything too quickly. Be suspicious of requests for money. Remember, your safety is paramount. By following these tips, you can minimize the risk of becoming a victim. Staying safe in the digital age, a final word. Romance scams are a growing threat. They prey on our desire for connection. By understanding the dangers, we can protect ourselves. Be cautious, be aware, and stay vigilant. Remember, if something feels off, trust your instincts. Report suspicious activity. Your actions can make a difference. Let's work together to create a safer online world.